So now if you run this code here, you can see it is printing passed and good work because marks is 52. So if you write 42, 52 is greater than 40, so obviously you'll get a true value. Okay, and since you're getting a true value, so automatically these two lines will run. Okay, but suppose this condition becomes false. Suppose I'm writing here instead of 52, it is your 22 maybe. So here you can say it is printing failed because in this case 22 is greater than 40. This is false. Okay, and whenever the condition becomes false, the code is going to ignore these two lines. The code will ignore the if block and it will automatically jump to else block. That means from line number 2, the code will jump to line number 5 because this condition is wrong, is false. So it will go to else statement automatically. Okay, and whatever is written inside the else, okay, it will be called as else block. Okay, right now it is one statement only. There can be 10 statements also, 100 statements also, completely depending on your application. Okay, so this is about your condition statements. Now let's move forward in class. The next is your nested condition statements. Meaning of nested condition statements. Okay, nested condition statement means when you put a condition statement inside another condition statement, it is called as nesting. The process is called as nesting. Okay, putting a condition statement out under another condition statement. So let me show you. Suppose I am doing the same code, marks is equal to let's say 95 maybe. Okay, if marks is greater than 90, so here we will write print A, and then we'll write else here. Now inside this else, okay, we will put another condition statement. If marks is greater than 80, then print grade B. Okay, and then there will be else of this also else. Don't need to print it. Okay, here. Okay, or let's print some other grade. For now, we are creating this code. So now here in this case class, if you will see that if I run this code, it will print grade A. Why? Because this condition is true. Because this condition is true, so automatically this will run. Okay, and the code, since this condition is true, so the code will not go to the else block at all. It will completely ignore the else block. Okay, you can see same indentation here also. Here also, so these two are part of your else block. Remember class, else is optional. Okay, you can put simple f also, else is optional, but you cannot put only else. Else will work along with if only. Okay, it cannot work individually. Okay, this is called as nesting. Now class, what I'm going to do, okay, I'm going to change here value, let's say 85. So in this case, you can see what will happen, grade B, because this condition is false. Since this condition becomes false, code will automatically jump from line 3 to 5. That is, it will go to the else block. Inside the else block, it will again check for the condition. So here, marks is greater than 80, yes. 85 is greater than 80. So if I run this code, it is printing grade B. And this else will be ignored because this condition became true. So this is how your code is. Now, I am going to write this same code in another manner. How? Class. Whenever there is a else and if statement together, so both of them can be combined to make a single statement called as elif statement. Elif is else if. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it as 1. Elif. Okay. Remove the indentation of all others. Okay, here you can see guys, we are getting the same exact same output. Logic is also same. Okay, so here what is happening, if the first condition becomes true, so code will completely ignore these two lines. If first condition becomes false, the code will come to second line. Second condition, it will check true, and then it will come ignore the third. If first condition becomes false, second condition becomes false, so it will automatically come to else block without checking in because there is no condition here, so it will automatically come to the else block. So this will be executed. Okay, so this is how your conditional statement works. Okay. Now let's move forward to the next topic. Next is loop statements. Okay, we're going to cover more of conditional statements inside loop also. Now, what is loop statements, class? What is loop statements? There are two types of loop statements. One is your for loop, and another is your while loop. Okay, so let us first see the syntax of. Now, what is the meaning of loop statements? Why do we require them? Please note everyone. Okay, let us understand what is the use of loop statements and why do we require them. Loop statements class. Loop statements class is required whenever we are working on any kind, whenever you want to do a particular task multiple times. Okay, then we use for when we use loop statements for that. Suppose I want to, let's say I am calculating the sum of two numbers and I want to calculate sum of two numbers 10 times. Okay, 10 times I'm going to calculate sum of two numbers. Those two numbers can be anything. Every time they can be anything, but the operation is going to be implemented 10 times. So here 10 times or more times, whatever, but you want to do it continuously. So this is where your loop statement comes in. Okay. Like if I give you an example here, I can write here print hello. Simply you can see code is working. Okay. If I write here, if I want to do this task continuously, so what we can do, I can copy it. Let's say I want to say hello 10 times. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I will run this code. It will say hello 10 times. Here you can say it is saying hello 10 times. Now here there is repetition of the code, unnecessary repetition of the code. And also one more thing here right now, only single line of code is getting repeated. But sometimes the code can be of multiple lines. Okay, then repeating the code multiple times, multiple lines, okay, will unnecessarily increase the length of the code. So now this same thing, class, this same thing can be implemented using a for loop or a while loop. How? We can write here for x in range of 10. Okay. You can see the code is working fine. Only with only two lines. Same output, exactly two lines. Here, 10 lines were being used. So what is the syntax of the loop, class? Let us understand it. Syntax of loop basically works like this. For loop first. Okay, for. Okay, then we use some variable. Okay, some variable. Okay, then we use membership operator in. Okay, then we write some kind of sequence here. Some kind of sequence should be sequence or collection, whatever you say. It should be present here. In colon, and then whatever you want to repeat. It will come here inside. Okay, so let us see that. So here you can see I am writing for x in range 10. So what is x class? X is some variable. You can take anything at all. It is your choice. Okay, and then sequence collection is there. Okay, basically some kind of sequence should be there on which the for loop can run on. Let me show you class one thing. This same code again in a different manner. Instead of printing hello, I will print x here. X is a variable, so obviously some variable, some value must be there. So if I run this code here, you can see it is printing from 0 to 9. So what exactly happens, class? What exactly happens in this loop? How it is working? The code will start here. X value will see range function. What the range function does? If you write simply range of n. So it will start from 0 and go till 0, 1, okay, 2, and go till n minus 1. So here you can see we have written range 10. So it is starting from 0 and going till 9. That's it. Okay. Or if I write here range of m comma n, so here it will start from m, then m plus 1, and so on till n minus 1. Okay. Now here you can see class there is a jump of there is a single jump only, right? The code is jumping singly, like one number increment, 0, then 1, then 2. So here there can be third value also. How? You can write here m, n, let's say p. So what is p class? P is basically your called as step size. Okay, so suppose if I'm putting here, you can see it is an increment of 1. And if I put the step size as 2, that will increment by 2. So 0 to 2, then 2 to 4, then 4 to 6, then 8, then 10, then 12, and so on till wherever your statement works. Okay. So here range 10 we have written. Suppose I write here f comma 10. So here you can see class it is starting from 5 and going to n minus 1. That is 10 minus 1 in this case. Okay, n minus 1. That is 10 minus 1 in this case. So how this code is working class? Initially what will happen? Range function is going to create a collection of numbers. Which collection? 5 to 9. So the output of range function only is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is the benefit of using range function. It creates a range of integers starting from a particular number till a number. Okay. So here you can see 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then what will for loop do? For loop will allow the x variable to take the first value of the collection. It will take x equal to 5. Come inside, it will do whatever it needs to do with the x variable, and then it will go back, and change the value of x to the next value in the collection. It is not necessary that it is going to be continuous always. It depends on what kind of collection you are giving to the system. Suppose I'm writing here I'm writing a list here. Okay, 1, 8, 4, 0, comma. Here you can see if I write code in this, or x in L, print x. So you can say it is saying whatever data we have passed in the L list. So I'm telling you there should be some kind of sequence or collection, only then it can work. So here list is a sequence of elements. So X is taking the elements one by one. First it took 1, printed it. Then it took 8, printed it, and so on. Okay. So this is about your for loop. Okay. Next loop that we have is class your while loop. Now class, I will do something here. I will write for X in range of, let's say 5, colon. Working fine, code. Now if you want to implement the same thing using while condition, how? While loop can be done using while condition. In this case, if I want to implement, if I want to replicate this code, then I will need a dummy variable. Suppose I'm writing here w is equal to equal to 0. Let's say. Then while n is less than 5, colon, print x, and then we will increment the value of n. by 1. So you can see 4, 4, 4, 4. If you don't want to increment the value of x, and then it will become an infinite loop because the condition is going to be true always. How it works, class? Suppose I am writing t is equal to 45 while t is equal to 45. So obviously we know t is 45, but we're still checking it. Okay, because we want to implement some functionality here. And then I will write here print. In class, sequence class, first thing that there is a star. Okay, so star means that the code is stuck. So you can say it is just printing the value of t. Okay, infinitely, it is still running. You can see the code is still running. I scroll down. You can see this code is still running. This is how it works. Okay, this is called as class. This is called as an infinite loop because here class, no matter what in this condition, in this case, the while is going to get a true value on. Okay, so now in place of doing this, since the while statement depends on the true value, why not give it directly? How? I can write here while true also, or I can write while true also. Rest all same. Okay, while true. Okay, and then t. Okay, but for in this case, class, I have to stop this code first, the earlier code first. You can't run two codes parallelly in the development. So we have to stop it. So you can see it has been now been stopped. Now here we'll run this code again. So you can see it is still an infinite loop. Same thing. Still it is an infinite. Is it clear, class, everyone? Please.
Excuse me, sir, you're not audible.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir, it's audible.
Okay, so I was saying that this is about your loop statements. Whenever you want to do some task. Okay, so while see for loop depends on a sequence. For loop here you can see depends on a sequence. Any kind of sequence you can use. Okay, yesterday we learned 5 types of sequences: your string, list, tuple, dictionary, and set. Okay, so we learned 5 sequences, so we can use any of them here to use. Okay, or we can use the range function also. That will also work. So for loop is dependent on some kind of sequence. Okay, here while loop, on the other hand, is dependent on condition always. Okay, so when we know that how when we know the number of times for which we want to do a particular task. Suppose I know that okay, I will need to let's say I need to eat food 3 times a day. Okay, so I will use for loop for that. Okay, because that is fixed. But if I want to write a code, okay, to drink water, so for drinking water, there is no fixed thing that, okay, no, I will drink 4 glasses of water, okay, or let's say 10 glasses of water or whatever, right? So we can't fix that. So it is depend on condition that whenever I will be whenever I'm thirsty, I will drink water. So here, whether I am going to drink water or not is dependent on condition. Not there is no some fixed value. It can be 100 times also, it can be 0 times also, it can be 1 time. It can be any time. Okay, so class, this is our loop statements. Okay, so conditional statements and loop statements. Next topic. Next topic that we are going to cover is your jump statements. Thus, all in all, there are three types of jump statement. There is your break statement. There is your continue statement. You can see it is changing the color also because it is a keyword inbuilt. Okay, continue. And third statement is pass. Now, what is the meaning of this class? What is the meaning of this statements? Let us understand that. Break statement, everyone. Break statement works. Okay. Break statement and first thing, break statement and continue statement, both of them can work with loop statements only. Break and continue can work inside loop only. First thing. Okay. Now let us understand what is break statement. Break statement class, what it does. Okay. Whenever the code encounters, okay, a break statement inside anywhere in the loop. Okay. So it will terminate the loop then and there. Okay. So for example, here one thing, please mute everyone class. Okay, here you can see class. Let me tell you one term that I did say earlier. Okay, there is a term called as an iteration. Okay, what is the meaning of iteration, class? Okay, iteration means that whenever a loop runs completely from start till end. Okay, like here you can see the in this case the loop is running 5 times, right? For x equal to 0, for x equal to 1, x equal to 2, x equal to 3, x equal to 4. The loop is working 5 times. So here I will use the term iteration, that each and every loop run is called as a single iteration. Okay. So here the loop is going to run 5 times. That means there are a total of 5 iterations. Okay, in this for loop. Okay, the number of times the loop is running. So we call it like this: first iteration, second iteration, third iteration, fourth iteration, and so on. Okay, so now let's continue. So here you can see we're going to write a code. X in range of 10. I will write print. This completely working fine. It is starting from 0, going all till 9. Now, if I want to write the same code using jump statement, how do we do that? How do we do that? Here, class, we'll write this. Okay, and here we'll write here if x equal to 5, then colon break. So here you can see, class, in this code, the code is completely working fine from 0 till 9. But in this code, if I run this thing, so you can see it is going till 5 only. Why? Because as soon as the code will get as soon as the loop statement gets a break statement, it will exit, it will terminate the loop then and there. It will not continue to the next iteration. So here you can see it is running. Initially the x value is 0. The condition is false. It is printing the value then for 2 also, 3 also, 4 also, 5 also. Okay, at 5, at x equal to 6. Okay, your condition, if x equal to 6 becomes false, right? Because x is what? X is 6. Okay, and we're checking for 5. Okay, so as soon as it becomes false, it will break the code. Okay, so whatever printing is being done before breaking the. Okay, this is the work of break statement. Okay, next is your class. Okay, let me show you some more examples here. 2, 3 more examples you will see. Okay, you can see same output. Okay, let us take something else, or maybe same thing. Okay, here I am writing equal to 5. Here I am writing equal to greater than 4. That means class. In both the cases, when x becomes 5, as soon as x becomes 5, this condition become true, and this condition will also become true. So let me write something else maybe for now. Say 6. So here you can say it is going till 7 now, because as soon as the x value becomes 7, okay, the condition becomes true. Okay, and you can see here the break statement is actually written after the print statement. Print statement comes first. Print function, your line number 2 coming first, and the condition statement is coming next. That means it will first complete the task and then break. But what if we interchange it? Okay, we will write here print x in the end. Here you can see clear it's going till 6. Earlier till 7, now it's going till 6 only. Why? Because here in the earlier case class, okay, the code was breaking when the x becomes 7, and the printing was done before breaking the code. But in the second case, you can see printing is done after the breaking the code. So the code will break at 7 only in both the cases, obviously. But in this case, in the second case, it will break, it will terminate the function then and there only. It will not implement anything written after it. Okay, but in case of the earlier case, okay, it is working. Okay, it is checking your sequence also into consideration. Remember that sequence, whenever you're doing in coding in anything, you're using loop or for or your condition statements or whatever throughout the code, remember your sequence matters. In which sequence the code is written. Even if the sequence is changed a little bit from here to here, there, okay, your whole code might change. Okay, so this is break statement class. Now let's continue. Okay, next is your class continue statement. Okay. Okay, so here you can see class, in this case, if I write here x equal to 5. Here you can see class, it is going till 0 to 9. It is going from 0 to till 9. But one thing is missing here in the output. You can see it is not printing the value of 5. Why? Because what this continuous statement does, it basically takes break statement will completely terminate the loop, right? But your continue statement will only and only terminate that particular iteration. Whenever the code encounters a continue statement, it will terminate that particular iteration only in the loop. It will not terminate the whole loop. So here you can see printing is done after the continue statement. Okay, so as soon as it gets the continue statement, it will terminate that particular iteration and it will move on to the next iteration. That means x equal to 6. At x equal to 6, the condition is false. So hence it is printing. 6 also, 7 also, 8 also, 9 also, 10 also. Okay, just how we change the order and the whole code can change. Okay, class. So this is your conditional statements. Sorry, jump statements along with conditional statements and your loop statements. Okay, now I told you break and continue is going to work only with loop statements only and only. If there is no loop, okay, there can be while loop also, there can be for loop also. Let's suppose there is no loop and you are trying to write break or continue anywhere in the code, your code will throw error. It will not work. Okay, so it is why your loop is important. But past statement class, let me give an example here. Suppose I am taking this code. Okay, what is past statement? Past statement is just a null statement. Past statement is just a it does nothing. Okay, so why do we write it then? Okay, here in this case, let's say you're saying that okay, if marks is greater than 40, okay, you want to do some task. Okay, but you don't know what task needs to be done. What task needs to be done. Suppose there are two persons A and B working on the same project, and B is absent today. Okay, and A does not know what to do at a particular place. So what A can do while writing the code, he can put a pass here. Okay, based of everything, you can put a pass. Okay, here in class, when I'm writing 22, so this condition becomes false and it is going to else. But if I write here 52, okay, and the condition becomes true. So here you can see it is doing nothing, because pass means null statement. It will do nothing. So when you don't know class, when you don't know what to do at a particular position in your code anywhere, pass statement can work anywhere within your loops also, outside loops also, with conditional statements also, with loop statements also, anywhere they can. Okay, whenever you don't know what needs to be done at a particular place. So now let's move forward now, class. Okay. So let's continue, class. Next.
Excuse me, sir.
Am I audible, class?
Yes, sir, you're audible. There is a small request from our side, sir.
Yes.
Please do conduct these classes on Google Meet, sir. That is, host, their host can maintain the meeting. Here, everyone is muting one another and removing from the meeting. So it's being a problem to us.
We'll set the permission. Actually, we are open
Okay,
right
from the
now.
next session, we will
Set the
make sure that
permission.
this is not.
We'll set the permission next time.
Okay.
We will say to it. Yes, don't worry, guys. Is my screen visible, everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, it is
Is
visible.
my screen visible?
Yes, it is
Okay.
visible.
So one thing, okay. Just now there was a power cut area, so you might get some like lag maybe, okay, from my end. Never mind, let us continue. Okay, so next is your class. Okay, yes, in the last session we covered multiple sequence data types, right? Your string, list, tuple, dictionary, and set. Now we are going to cover operations on them. Okay, so first topic that we're going to see is your operations on types. So now first thing class, let me just write something here. String is ordered collection. String is ordered collection. Okay. String is
Yeah, guys, maybe trainer got disconnected. Just wait for some time.
yeah, I am
Yeah,
here.
he's
Am I audible?
yeah, you are audible.
That's- Okay, class, am I audible clearly now?
Yeah, it's perfect. It's fine now.
Okay. Yeah, let's continue. Cannot be modified. We cannot modify a string. So now let us see some operations on string class. Suppose, let's say we have a string with us s is equal to hello. Okay, we have another string with us, let's say q is equal to world. The first operation that I'm showing you is concatenation. Suppose if I write here print, maybe let's say I'm writing w is equal to s plus q and print. Here you can see it is saying hello world combined. So this particular operation is called as concatenation. Concatenation. Okay, next is your repetition class. Repetition means suppose you have S string with you. Okay, and you write here S into 2. So you can see it is repeating S string twice. If I write here 3, so it will repeat it 3 times. The repetition. Next is class indexing. Okay. Now what is the meaning of indexing? Class, let's suppose you have this hello. So HELLO. So what is the meaning of this? Suppose indexing means that each and every element, string is what? String is collection of characters. So each and every character, each and every element of the string has a position, has an index value. If we start counting from the left hand side, which is called as positive indexing. So the first position will be 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. Okay, if you're starting counting from the right hand side, so this will be last position will be -1, -2, -3, -4, and -5. So this is how your indexing works. Okay, let me show you. Suppose I'm writing this S is there and we're writing S of 0. So you can see it is giving us H. Okay, that means the first element. 0, we say it is 0th element. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I write here S of 4, so it will give me O. If I write here S of 5, okay, S of 5 is not there, so the code is going to throw error that string index out of range because it is not there. It is going out of range. So remember, indexing will always in Python, indexing is always going to start with 0. Always, no matter what. Okay, 0. Okay, same thing in negative indexing. Okay, negative indexing. Okay, start from the right hand side. So O is basically -1. O is -1. So if I write here S of -1, so you can see it will give us O. S of -5. -5 will give us H. Because -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Okay, so this is called as your indexing. Okay, next is class slicing. Okay, now what happens in slicing? So see, slicing means slice, like you have a whole apple with you. Okay, and you're taking out slices of apple, basically parts of apple. Similarly, here we have a whole string with us. Suppose I create a string here S is equal to hi there, how are you? Okay, let's say this is a whole string. Now I want to take out there separately. I want to take out there separately. So what I can do here in this case, class, hit 0, 1, 2. Space is also character. So 2. So T is 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. E is 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can write here S of 3 colon 8. That means just like your range function, when you write here like M colon N, so it will start from M and go until N minus 1. If you write colon N only, so it will start from 0, go until N minus 1. If you write here M colon, so it will start from M and go till very end of the collection. Okay. And I will explain one. Step size is also there here. By default, the step size is taken as 1. So 3 is to it. 3 colon 8. So you can see we are getting the output as there separately. Whatever data is present in this range from 3rd index to 7th index, everything will be given to us. I think if I write here as step size 2. Okay, this I didn't show in the range function. No? We show it here. So you can see it is going TEE. It will first T, then jump off to E, then jump off to E. Okay. If I write here S 7 column, so you can see from 7th index till the very end. From 7th index till the very end. If I write here S colon 8, so you can see it is starting from the 0th element and going on till 7. Okay, if I write here a whole string, obviously. If I write here S colon 2, so it will start from the first, go on till the end, but with a step size of 2. It means H, then space, then H, then R, then comma, then H, then W, then A, then E, then Y, then U. Step size of 2. Same thing I will explain in the for loop also. I didn't say earlier. For X in range, suppose I'm writing. I'm saying I want to go from 0 till 10, but with the step size of 2. And X, you can see 0 to 4, 6, 8. Starting from 0, then 0, then 2, then 4, jump of 2, step of 2 always it will take. Now, if we write here negative step size, then we can go in reverse also. How? If I write here -1, then here also I have to go in reverse to 0. So you can see it is going till 0 plus 1. Ideally, it goes from till -1, right? Whatever number is there. Okay, n minus 1. But here, since the step size is negative, so it will go till n plus 1. Sign will also invert. So you can see it is going in reverse. Here ascending order. Okay, here descending order. Same thing can happen in step size also. If I write here, see, this is this. If I write here -2, so you can see it is going from n till first. The last element, then Y, then E, then A, then W. Sorry, question mark, then O. Okay, then space, then R, then space, then O, then space. Okay, then E, then T, then I. Okay, so this is how the code works. So this is called as slicing. Okay, this particular thing that I am showing you, this is called as slicing. Okay, now let us let us see some methods on strings. It's on strings. There are a lot of methods that are out there, okay, but we will see some specific which are majorly used in data science. Okay, suppose I have a string with s is equal to same thing, same string we can take. Hi there, how are you? Suppose I want to calculate the find out the index value of h. I want to find out the index value of this how. Okay, that means h in how. So I can write here s dot find. You can say it is giving me 10. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So h is at 10th position. Okay, so how works like this? Suppose if you're trying to find, see, it will always give you the index value of the first occurrence of that particular substring that you are searching for. Suppose if I write here dot find h only, so it will give me 4. Why? Because 1, 2, sorry, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is h is at 4. This h is also there. Okay, but it will give us the index value of the first occurrence. Okay, of substring that we're trying to find. Now, suppose if you enter something which is not there in the whole string. Suppose I write here Z. So you can see Z is not there in the whole string. So if you run this code, it will return a -1 value. Now -1 is not an index here. Okay, -1 is just it is a return value of this function. Okay, whenever whatever we're trying to find is not there in the string. -1 is there. Next is your class replace method. Okay, let me cover index method first. One more index method is there. Index method works exactly like your find method, but only small difference is there. See how it is also giving us 10. But in case of index method, if you're trying to find something which is not there, then it is going to throw an error. Find function will give us -1. index function will give us array. That is the difference between them. Otherwise, both of them are exactly same. Suppose class, we have a string with us s. Now I want to replace how with something else. Let's say I write here s dot replace. Want to replace how with what, or maybe what. Okay, let's say. So here you can see class, if you run this code, it will be replaced. Okay, but if I run s again, you can see s is still the same. Remember class, strings are immutable, they cannot be modified. So what you can do class, in this case, you can save the data in some other variable if you want to. W is equal to this. The W variable, you can see it is saying what are you. Okay, but s is still the same. If you want to save in s, then you can write s is equal to this. Okay, then you can see the change will be done in the s variable also. But here this process is called as, this is overwriting. Here this is reassigning data. Reassigning data. This is not modification or mutation, same thing. Okay, because string is immutable, it cannot be moved. Okay, so replace function we saw, find function we saw. Then there is count function also. Suppose if you want to count something, s is there. Suppose I write here s dot count. I want to see that how many times a particular substring is present in the whole string. Suppose if I write here r, that will give me 1 because r is present single time. But if I write here a will give me 2 because a is present 2 times here also, here also. So count will give you 10. Okay, so yep, that is all class today. Okay, we will cover some more operations on other data types also. Okay, so that is all. Is there any doubt in anything that we have covered so far? The topics that we covered was your conditional statements, okay, your loop, and your jump statements. After this, we covered your operations on and data types. Okay, so that is all for today. Okay. Okay, everyone, class.
Okay, so we are closing the session for today, and we will meet tomorrow. Thank you very much.